Hi, I'm Jordan from Kettner Creative, and in this video I want to go over 4 ways to prevent your DMX lights from flickering unintentionally. Now I don't have an example here, but oftentimes you'll see videos on forums and posts on forums about a daisy chain of lights, and the 6th light will just be acting erratic. If it's a moving head, it'll be panning and tilting. If it's a par can, it'll just be flickering and being the wrong color. And these are preventable. Sometimes there's a physical problem in the device, but more often working through these 4 different types that we're going to discuss today, types of issues that we're going to discuss today, you can prevent that. So number 1 is fixture mode. If you have a series or you have a whole bunch of DMX lights, RGB lights or moving heads, daisy chained together, they all need to be in DMX mode. If you have one light in the chain that's in like a static color that's programmed on the fixture, not programmed at the console, that will send reflections up and down the DMX line and make other fixtures act erratically. It's worth noting that DMX is especially hard to troubleshoot because something that's happening on fixture 1 will cause fixture 6 to act erratically. That brings us to point number 2, cable type. A lot of people think that since connectors are the same, that XLR microphone cable is the same as DMX cable, and it's not. They have the same physical connector. A lot of the times it's all Nutric XLR connectors, where the difference is the resistance of the cable itself. These 2 cables look very similar, and it's easy to get them mixed up. So you need to read, oftentimes there'll be screen printing on the side of the cable, and this one says professional DMX cable. So you know that this one is rated to have the bandwidth required for the data for DMX cable. Now, as a hack, you can use DMX cable as microphone cable as a last minute resort, but you cannot use microphone cable as DMX cable for lighting. You might get away with it once or twice, but if you have a problem with your lighting rig, 80% of the time it's because the microphone cable got mixed in. The next thing that would cause DMX flickering in your chain is the overall fixture count. Now, according to the DMX spec, I think it's 30 or 32 fixtures can be daisy chained together. In practicality, we keep that number closer to 12 or 15 for this very reason. Now, it's super easy to get optical splitters or opto splitters, which is basically a DMX splitter. This is different than a Y cable. Don't use a Y cable. That will not solve your problem here. You need an optical splitter that actually isolates. So it takes a DMX input, it will isolate and create a new chain, and then you can have another 15 to 20 fixtures. If you're bold, you can go for 32, but I don't recommend it. So that's super important. Don't daisy chain too many fixtures together. If you have 35 fixtures together, you're not going to have reliable results. The last one is a Hail Mary, the DMX Terminator. Now, if you have to put a DMX Terminator on the last fixture, what this does is you put it on the output of your last fixture, and in theory, it's supposed to eat up all the resistance left in the chain to stop signal from bouncing back and forth. But I'm going to tell you, if you have to use a DMX Terminator with your lighting rig, you probably have another problem. You'll probably have a physical damage to one of your lighting fixtures. One of the lights will be in the wrong fixture mode. You'll have some microphone cable mixed in, or you'll have too many fixtures in the chain. You've exceeded that 32 fixture limit. This will bail you out once or twice, and it's worth keeping in your Pelican case and bringing it to gigs. They're $5. It's worth having one. But if you have to use it, you have a problem. There's something else going on. The other thing I want to comment on is fixture quality. Oftentimes you will get issues that aren't solvable with the methods that I've described here, and it's usually because of a cheaper fixture. We found that when you use higher quality fixtures and higher quality cable, you can get much closer to that 32 fixture limit. When you're using cheap knockoff fixtures or cheaper, I don't want to say any names, but cheaper brands, that's when you start to get problems as well. Now, one other hack that I do want to mention, that is if you have this and you don't have a splitter, what can I do? Wireless DMX is a pretty good way to do it, because you can have a wireless DMX transmitter coming from your console, and then you can just use a new DMX receiver for every 10 fixtures, and if they all have line of sight, that acts as setting a new chain. It doesn't count as a 40 fixture chain. If you have 2 DMX receivers and each one has 20 fixtures hooked up to it, that's another way that you can get around it if you don't have a splitter. If you have any questions about what I've said here, or if you have any comments, or you think I missed something that's helped you in the past, please leave a comment in the comment section below, and we'll do our best to respond to it or make another video with your recommendations on how to solve this issue. Thanks.